Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us on the show this morning. As you may already know, the whole world is talking about the 16 days activism against sexual and gender-based violence. And of course, right here on the Unity Station, we cannot help but lend our voices to this very critical, burning issue. With me on set today, I've got Zelia's women and advocates for the rights of women and the girl child. Please meet my guests and we'll go straight into the discussion. Very close to my right is Ambassador Gloria Michael. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And on my far right, I have got Ambassador Yewande Olajide. Did I get it right? Ogundipe, forgive me. Ambassador Yewande Ogundipe. You're very welcome. Ambassador Yewande, I'm going to start with you, seeing that being that you have a legal background and all that, can you provide an overview of the legal framework that is in place, for women and girls from your jurisdiction?
Thank you very much. We have quite a number of acts and laws in place that protect women and then girls, even though we try as much as possible not to emphasize so much on the gender and make it general. First is the Criminal Code Act, which already contains sections prohibiting certain offenses against not women specifically, but against persons. Sections prohibiting assault and battery, sections prohibiting defilement of minors, which applies to both the girl child and the boy child. Yes. And then sections also prohibiting, I think, child marriage, even though not expressly. That's for the criminal code. Then we have the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. That also, you can see it's trying not to be so gender sensitive by making it violence against persons, not violence against women. But you and I know the gender that is much at the receiving end of the violence.
More vulnerable.
Exactly. So the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act also protects women both expressly and impliedly. There are sections prohibiting assault and battery too, sections prohibiting gender-based violence in court, even though they might not be expressly stated. But there are several laws enshrined in it that even people don't know about it. Like for instance, now you have an issue with your wife, you throw her things out. It's a crime, it's an offense under the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. People don't know that. We also have the Child Rights Act that expressly prohibits offenses against children. Once again, the act is not gender sensitive. It applies to both the male and the female children. All the act seems to do and wants to do is to protect children, whether male or female, protect them from harmful practices that tends to harm them or tends to make them dysfunctional later in future. So really, those are basically the legal frameworks we have protecting women and girls in court.
So it's safe to say that offenders can be prosecuted.
Oh, definitely. That's why the laws are there. That's why the laws are there. Say, a society without law is a lawless one. The laws are there to protect.
Because a lot of people don't even know that they are free to press charges.
Oh yes, like under the Violence Against Prohibition Against Persons Prohibition Act, there are express provisions mandating even if the law enforcement agents don't want to prosecute, there's opportunity for direct criminal prosecution, whereby you can engage your lawyer to prosecute the crime for you. There's a procedure already laid down under the act, but people don't know because sometimes when you get to stations, they'll tell you it's a family matter. Are you sure this happened? That if you feel they are not doing the matter well, or they're not doing enough, or they are not being passionate about your complaint, you take it up directly. But Nigerians don't know about it. Even some legal practitioners hardly ever cite it. I'm a family law practitioner, so I try as much as possible to work hand in hand with the VAP. That's the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. I try as much as possible to make recourse to it. Once in a while, go through it, read it. Oh, so this is an offense I never knew. I know ignorance of the law is not an excuse. It's even worse when the people that the law is protecting are not even aware of it. So definitely, if you're not aware of it, you'll be abused all over and again without doing anything, since you don't know your rights anyway. So there are several laws protecting both the girl child and women in Nigeria that we are so oblivious to. We don't have any idea about it. It's either people don't want to learn or they're just so engaged or so engrossed in this our society where women are seen and not heard. So they would rather suffer in silence or quietly or hide. Oh, your husband is beating you. Nobody must know. Your daughter was just raped. Nobody must know. that uncle tried to molest your child. Nobody must know till we go beyond that and we become aware of how the law protects us. The law will just stay there dormant.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ambassador Gloria, in the course of your advocacy, tell us about some of the most common forms of GBVs that you encounter.
In the course of advocating, I've encountered a situation where some some child have been molested by their parent, their father, talking about female children here, talking about molested by their father sexually.
Mm.
I've seen cases like that. I've seen cases like the father, the man of the house, leaving his responsibility totally for the lady. I have a case of a woman that has 5 children and the husband left her to marry another person, leaving the responsibility of taking care of those children for her alone. It's really not easy on her. In fact, we had to support her this last September to help her. And cases like that, we have a lot of cases. If I start to mention it, will take us the case.
So sad.
It's too much. It's
So
too much.
sad.
I just
Okay,
pray.
now, how does the law define violence against women? And do you think that the law bridges that gap enough?
Okay, when it
Ambassador,
comes
you're
to
welcome.
violence against women, we will not say there's an hard and fast rule to defining it.
Okay.
Is any harmful act or practice done against the female gender, whether the woman or the girl. So once it's harmful against them, that affects probably their mental health, affects them physically, causes any form of physical harm to them, deprives them of what they're entitled to financially or otherwise, it can be termed as violence against women. And it has different aspects. Domestic violence is the most prevalent in our society, where you find men harassing, or will I say, okay, they call it domestic violence anyway, so don't let me mention men now. Or if our spouses harassing each
Because
other
it will
or
be vice
assaulting
versa.
each other, it can be
Yes, it
vice
can
versa.
be.
I'm trying to be very diplomatic now. You know, in
It can be
Nigeria, you need
vice
to be
versa.
in Nigeria, you need to be
Be
extra diplomatic. But for
Yeah.
the purposes of this discourse, we're
Mm.
focusing on women.
Women,
So
yeah.
I can adequately say domestic violence now in this context is when a woman is being constantly assaulted and battered by her spouse. Do you get it? We also have issues of child molestation.
Yeah.
We have workplace sexual harassment.
Mm.
We have financial abuse. It could be emotional abuse, harmful widowhood practices.
Financial abuse, that's a new one to me.
Oh, it's even contained in VAP, in the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, where you prevent someone from earning a source of living,
Yeah.
livelihood, and then you don't provide for her. That's an offense.
Cases
Nigerians
like
don't
That
know.
is you subduing her.
Exactly, that's financial abuse.
Cases
Some
like
women
that.
don't even know. That's why I'm
Wow.
like, we need to pick up these laws, read it, and empower ourselves. A copy, just go through it for a week. You develop extra shoulder pads. Do you get it? Now, going back to your question. So, all this can be termed as aspects of violence, even though I don't think there's an hard and fast way of defining it or explaining it. Now, going back to the legal framework also, like I said earlier, there are several laws prohibiting this. Once you are aware of it, it's easier for you to enforce your rights. It's easier for you to say, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't take it anymore. Anyway, the law protects you. You go ahead and seek whatever redress you think you can seek.
Hmm. All right, there's another, for want of time, let's quickly shine the light on widowhood practices.
Yes.
People don't talk about it enough. Families don't talk about it. They present that all is well, but in reality, all is not well. What does the law say about that?
It's obvious. Once you go ahead and you deprive a woman of what is rightfully hers, you go ahead and decide, okay, your husband is late, all his properties belong to you. This is prevalent more in, I think, I don't want to call any culture, but Nigeria, we all know what widows go through. A man dies automatically, the woman killed him. She's the culprit. Whether or not you go ahead and do
Yeah.
an autopsy, she killed him.
Mm.
Even though it was a prolonged illness, she killed him. Let me give you a very funny analogy of a matter I handled a few years ago. Her husband died. The man had spent so long in ICU, and finally the man gave up the ghost, and his brother, just feeling all like will I call it a macho man, came into FCT and was ready to show the woman. And of course, we had to help him out too. He was packaged and bundled and kept where we keep people like that. Do you get it? For okay, what was it? Breaking an entry? Something was just formed against him, and he was locked up for close to a month or two.
Wow. We're not
till
finished
till he
talking
was
about so
ready,
much.
till he purged himself of that offense.
Offense.
Do you get it? He could not even tell anybody in the village that I'm being locked up. Or he just went incommunicado, and we were told later he was brought and made him explain. Uncle, are you coming back to do this? No, I'm not. Are you coming to stress this woman? No, I'm not. Are you willing to put it into writing? And it's not an undertaking. I have undertake this woman, this woman, this woman. I will not do this to her. I will not even come to her house again. I undertake that. Do you get it? And we let him go. We were shocked. We were thinking the whole village will come and meet her. You had the guts to lock this man up. Nobody came home. So in short, he could not even explain his ordeal to them in the village. Why am I giving this analogy? I'm letting you know that when it comes to harmful widowhood practices, it goes beyond just scraping her head or telling her to drink the bath water from the dead body or dispossessing her of our late husband's
Property.
belongings or
Yeah.
properties. It now goes into a person. You have stripped her again. She's lost a husband. She's stripped of that dignity of being a married woman, and you now go ahead and strip her of her dignity by telling her you don't have a source to, you don't have a right to his property, you don't have a right to anything that belongs to him. You now go as far as sending her out of the house. Do you get it? Welcome to the world of
I
women.
wish we could go on and on and on, but time will not permit us. This is, I don't know. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, there is more. Please stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Well, for my next discussion, we will be delving into the world of modeling as an entrepreneurship. And with me in the studio, I've got Joseph Chino. So he's an architect, fashion model, as well as a fitness trainer. And on my far right, I also have Uja Kings. He's also a fitness trainer and a model. Good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much. Let me start with you. And so, how can you describe modeling as a profession?
Well, a lot of people need to see how clothes are being made. I mean, how to showcase what is made. But then you will need somebody instead of mannequin, a human being to show it off. Then that's where modeling comes in. We wear the clothes, wear what's made, come to the stage and show it to the people
On the runway.
and on the runway. So they have to see it on us to be able to know if it's good or not. And it's a good profession, actually. It is because people love it when it's real. And for it to be real, it has to be on human beings' body. So modeling is actually good.
First of all, I'm still on you. You are an architect. What made you
Yes.
delve into modeling?
Okay. I'm an architect, but don't forget I'm also a fashion
A fashion
designer.
designer.
Yeah. I love making clothes too.
Okay.
And then I love um bringing out the clothes for I feel I have the best body to showcase my clothes. Yeah, we have good models, but I feel I have the best body to show off the best clothes I made. So
So you're the
come,
face of your own brand.
yes, I'm the face of my own brand. I present myself because
Okay.
I feel I have the best way of showing it out.
I agree with you, I must say.
Thank you.
Uja Kings, tell us
Thank you.
about some of the criteria for becoming a model.
Okay, thank you for having me once again, madam. Um, First of all, you have to decide as decision making.
Okay.
Is this really what you want to do? And if the decision is made to become a model, what kind of model do you want to be? Is it a fitness model, or are you going to be um, um, a model, a fashion designer, just like he mentioned?
Fashion model.
Yeah, fashion model. And you have to think where you actually want to be, what you're good at. For example, I am a fitness model.
Okay.
I'm good at showcasing swimwears, um, the pants, the underwears. I'm good at showcasing those ones. So, first of all, make a decision. Is this really what you want to do? And then try to know which category of model you want to become, and then delve into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Now, so let me come back to you.
Okay.
Now, are there Before you went into the Mr. Ideal Abuja contest, did you have any personal goals for going into the competition? What were the goals you were hoping to achieve before going into the competition, and how you felt when you emerged?
Okay, so first goal was the publicity, actually.
Okay.
Should I say the
You needed
fame or
visibility.
yeah,
Okay.
I needed a platform to give me the audience I want.
Okay.
Yeah. And I need this audience. You already know my kind of work. I need this audience. And then secondly, I've been advocating for should I say financial literacy, giving out to people, trying to teach a lot of things out there. Apart from my personal goals, I
Okay.
have goals of coming, getting the platform, and then using the platform to give it out to others. But most especially, should I say 80% was the visibility.
Okay.
Yes.
And
And
how did you feel when you emerged one of the winners?
well, I feel very good. In fact, right on the stage, the audience, the hype, the shout, I feel like this is exactly what I want. And
Okay.
immediately they announced first runner up is Deal Abuja 8. Man,
Wow.
it feels very good. Can't lie.
Well, nice
It feels
one.
very, very good.
Kings,
Yeah.
talk to me about this. How do you hope to impact the community of people that are around you? Maybe people you interact with, younger
Yeah.
people who look up to you.
Mm.
How do you hope to influence them and impact on them with this present office?
Okay. First of all, I'm thankful to attain this height so far, and also thankful to you for giving me the opportunity
You're welcome.
to be on the media right now. Um, I am a student of University of Abuja, current student. I'm
Okay.
studying agri science, and
Oh, wow.
I am also a fitness model as well as a fitness trainer. That's I'm into fitness general. Now, just like you said, um, I needed this platform as well to be able to reach higher audience and to be able to showcase not only the modeling aspect but other things that I am able to do. Yes, for example, um, you need a platform to get to people, for like someone like me to be able to help people lose weight, help people build muscles, help people gain strength and all of that. And I intend to use this platform I've gotten right now to do all that effectively. In fact, right from the day I joined the camp for this and the platform started, taking us to the media, I started having massive followership, and that is part of the reason.
On your social media.
Do you understand? My social media handles began to grow and all of that. So I'm actually impacting to people what I can do, fitness wise, model wise, and then educative content, putting it out there, trying to reach the populace. I also intend to um, set up like events, fitness events, to be able to bring people together and then teach them about fitness and wellness, the effects of this fitness and wellness, as well as showcase my modeling abilities.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Chinonso, I know that most pageant queens or kings will have a pet project, something they want to work on that will shine the light on societal issues that they are passionate about. Do you have any? Talk to us about it.
I think I mistakenly said it earlier.
Okay.
My pet project is financial literacy.
Okay.
You need
For youths.
yes, for
Okay.
everybody actually.
Okay.
Though the older ones already made mistake of, should I say, most people of not handling their finance very well. But it's coming for the youth to actually understand how to take care of their finance, how to control it, debt management, and the rest of it.
Mm.
So, as for my pet project, I intend to use the platform, Mr. Ideal Abuja, get more audience, talk to them, let them understand that you can, from the little you have,
Mm.
become something very big. I know how I got to this stage I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah, as of last year, I don't think I can actually even sit here.
Wow.
Or
And look at
because
you
of
today.
yeah, look at me today. But I had some little financial lessons, and I understand that a lot of people actually need this financial literacy. They need it because with the little I have, I invested in fashion, and look at me now. I'm actually not doing bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. So I need to actually let people understand the use of understanding good financial controls,
Mm.
which is my pet project.
Thank you so very much. For want of
Yeah,
time, I have to cut us short here.
yeah.
Thank you, Kings, for coming.
Thank you
And
so
we wish you
much.
the best of luck in your reign on the throne. Well, stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, there is so much more. Good to know that you're still with us this morning on the show. Well, up next, we're going to be discussing policy implementation against gender based violence. And I've been joined in the studio by one of the representatives of Girls Women Speak Ambassadors, Ambassador Precious Omonu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
First of all, how do you think that government can come into the whole matter towards curbing the menace of gender based violence?
Well, policy implementations and bills that are already passed into law against gender-based violence should be enforced by taking action and making sure that all that are found guilty of gender-based violence
Mm.
should be punished for their crimes.
Okay, now how do you think that the community can be reached out to, in this fight against GBV?
Through creating more awareness on social media, both online and on site, campaign and advocacy to both serve and underserved communities, because there are so many victims in the underserved communities that are not aware of the consequences of gender-based violence,
Hmm.
and they need to understand their rights, which will make them to speak out once they know that they have a backup, like a legal backup.
All right, for you as one of the volunteers for Girls Women Speak ambassadors, what are some of the things that you do to ensure that your advocacy is heard and acted upon?
Well, I should be able to understand that gender-based violence is not an individual fight.
Okay.
It's a general fight, regardless of the gender. And it's high time we take action because a lot of victims are losing their lives daily through all forms of abuse, which need to be curbed. And if we do not take any action now, it will be passed on to the next generation.
Hmm. That's a terrible one there. Now, with all the fight and advocacy going on everywhere, would you say that we are winning the fight as a people?
Well, in a way, I cannot say 100% we are winning the fight, but in a way, it goes a long way to help curb the situation if the victims are breaking silence. If they
Okay.
decided to speak out that, oh, I was abused in so area, and I want the world to know that, okay, I've been abused.
Talk to me about rehabilitation for survivors. How do you think we can do it better so that they are properly healed and rehabilitated to fit into society?
In as much as people are professionals in diverse field, there are also people who are good in rehabilitations. I'm talking about those who will be able to uh, teach or train or counsel those that are already
Victims.
victims of gender-based violence.
Hmm. Okay. Now, do you think that we are doing enough as a country?
Generally speaking, we are not doing enough.
And how can we improve on this fight against gender-based violence?
When we talk about gender-based violence, it starts from a home.
Okay.
It starts from an individual who was, in one way or the other, abused growing up as a child, and it takes it to the society, then it keeps on going and on like that. So if we are to curb, it should start from home. Every home should know that gender-based violence is not just an abuse, but is an abuse against humanity.
Okay. Speaking of abusers themselves, and I understand that there are laws in place now, against perpetrators. And talk to us about that.
In as much as there are laws which was passed by the central bank in 2015, it's not really been enforced by making sure that those that are found guilty of gender based are should be punished for their offense.
Mm,
Because once 95% of the guilty ones against gender based violence are punished through jail terms or any other form of punishment, I think it will go a long way to reduce those that are doing it.
mm.
We have seen situations of even a father abusing
The
his
daughter,
daughter,
that's terrible.
father abusing or a husband abusing the wife, or a brother abusing,
Siblings.
it's something that needs to be, we need to take action. And it's high time the victims should start breaking silence.
Mm,
Because when you are silenced as a victim of gender-based violence is as good as a dead person.
mm.
Because when the person is silent, it's like the person is dead.
I relate with that one there. Okay, finally, before we go, because of want of time, what would be your general advice to people out there?
My general advice to everyone and to Nigerians as well is that we need to come together, regardless of our gender, to pick up this fight. Because, in as much as you say that as an individual, I'm avoiding violence or any form of violence, or I have placed rules and regulations in my own home to make sure that there should be no any form of conflict or any form of abuse. Mind you that your child will go to school or your child will mingle with another child in public places.
Hmm.
So if there is a proper awareness, I believe that everyone will know that gender-based violence is a plague that is eating up us in one way or the other, and we need to put our foot down and say no, not anymore.
Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning, and we wish you all the very best in your
Thank
fight
you.
against this societal menace.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Well, you heard it there. It's a societal menace, and you never know whose ox is going to be God next. It's all up. It's up to all of us now to join hands in this fight against the menace of gender-based violence. Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. Another short break, and we will continue. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us this morning on the show. Well, my next guest is an all in one wholesome package, if I do say so myself. He's a fitness trainer, he's a model, as well as an entrepreneur. It's my pleasure to welcome on set the winner, Mr. Ideal Abuja 2024, Francis Leon.
Thank you so much.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And you do look really kingly.
Thank you so much. Happy.
Congratulations to
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
First of all, tell me, you do so many things at the same time. How do you find the time to juggle it all together?
Mm, Well, what I do for now, first of all, thanks for having me here.
You're
It's a
welcome.
great pleasure. Thank you. So, I'm a fitness trainer, a content creator, and a model.
Okay.
But all of this, I try to schedule myself because my fitness work actually, I have a shift I run. Then for the rest of the day or the rest of the time, I use that for my other movement, like the modeling movement or business movement that I need to like go about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
First of all, what can you tell me about the modeling business, the art of modeling as a business? What can
Okay.
you say about it?
Yeah. Model for me, I think model it's all about knowing what you want, like having to make that decision going into model. You should be very, very sensational in your decision making. What I mean is this: before I decided going into modeling, I was a fitness trainer for like several years.
Okay.
Yeah, so it got to a point where I need to sell out myself. I need to show people the beauty in modeling since it's in line with what I do. So yeah, for me, I think modeling is it's a beauty contest something where you have to showcase the beauty of a thing or wear brand or whatever. Yeah. So I feel like model as a business, you need to show people the aspects, the bonus aspect of it, the beauty, the charisma aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah, for them to like know what model it's all about.
Mm. The
Thank you.
modeling world is very dynamic. I mean, new aesthetics, new dynamics come up every day. How
Yeah.
do you keep up with the trend and stay updated?
Um, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it can really get
Can be
tough.
overwhelming, right?
Yeah, but then if it's something you are so passionate about,
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to like go along with the flow. I mean, you're going to spend money because it's something. This one is trending. You have to follow the trend. This one is coming up. You have to like switch to have an outstanding, strategies of selling out your brand and your marketing skill.
Mm.
Yeah.
In a contest, of course, Mr. Ideal Abuja is not left out. There are so many wonderful potential contestants on stage.
Yeah.
Why do you think you stood out that night? What made you special? And why do you think you emerged?
Thank you so much for that question. I mean,
Because
it
everybody is a
was,
potential
it was,
winner.
it was, yeah, it was tough. It was really, really tough. But one thing I believed before I decided going for Mr. Ideal Abuja,
Hmm.
I was ready to give in my all.
Okay.
Yeah, I was ready to give in my all. When we went for boot camp, I mean, it was an amazing experience having all of the contestants in the building, get to know each other
Hmm.
and all of that. But same time, my mind was still focused on, I need to do whatever I need to do to get this crown. Like, I'm here for it. So I kept like trying my best.
Mindset,
Yeah,
which is everything.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
I think it starts with the mindset.
Mindset, exactly. So I was trying to engage people I know from my fitness field to vote for me online. I was in the camp, but I was still texting people, please, I need your support, I need your help. Plus, I think I have the body.
Okay, you
Yeah,
do.
I think I have the body. So
I mean,
yeah,
you're a fitness guy, so why not?
yeah, thank you. So I think that day on the stage, I felt very overwhelmed
Wow.
because that was the first time I saw myself really competing. Like I really wanted something, and I was just standing in front of this crowd. I don't know how to tell them that I need this.
It's not for the faint-hearted,
Yes,
right?
yeah. So to God be the
Oh.
glory, we came out
Hmm.
emerging with victory, and I was very, very happy. Since I won the crown, to be honest, there's been a lot of different mindsets of growing. I
Okay,
want to achieve
good.
more success because from this, I mean, it has created the platform for me to meet people. Like it's a pleasure being here today. It's an honor.
Absolutely.
I've never been to, you know, but since I won it, I've been getting so much like invitation for business, for brand and the rest. So I'm happy to be a winner and I'm ready to like impact positively.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you leverage social media and technology to boost everything that you do as an entrepreneur and of course as a model and fitness trainer? How do you leverage on social media and technology?
Okay. So now if you check, I think social media is one of the powerful tools right now.
It is, I will agree.
So I mean, whatever you're doing now, I just feel like you can't count social media out of your business. I don't know what kind of business, but I just feel like whatever business you're doing right now, social media should be part of it. That is where you will be able to like communicate with audience, get to like know new people, network, all of that. So for me here, um, I try to manage my social media space a lot and trying to engage my fans, my followers, to be updated on
Hmm.
what I'm heading to. Yeah,
Interesting.
thank you.
Some people, especially young people, have a lot of misconceptions about modeling, what it's really about, and all that. What can you tell us? In a society where, I mean, there are vast different brands everywhere. How can one stay original and create a niche and brand for themselves
Okay,
as a model, aspiring model?
thank you so much for that question. You see here, when I wanted to like embark on this model journey,
Mm.
I told my parents, I told my mom, this is what I'm going into. And African models, they have that perspective of, model is showcasing your body, showing people your body and all of that.
Doing
But
vices.
it took me some time to like confuse my mom that okay, this thing I'm doing here, it's actually it's actually me helping myself to know my self-expression, my confidence, my boldness. It's me selling out what I have. And in exchange of this, it's servicing. It's not just there is a service, there's a value, and there's an impact. I'm not just trying to like showcase my body like to the social media
Mm.
in a negative way, but in a way I can get value back. So I had to break down to my mom, and when I won this, she started seeing some changing in my dressing, Probably she's supposed to be watching this. Mom, if you
Okay.
are watching this, I
Hi,
love you. I told
mom.
you. So yes, it took me a lot to like convince my mom and tell her, just watch me do this. If you have a different perspective on this, let me show you this is what it's about. It's about
It's
like
about purpose, right?
yeah, the purpose. Let me show you what the purpose is, what you can get out of modeling. It's not just what people like the perspective, the general perspective of people
Mm.
that if you are into modeling, you are into some other, illegal activity. I don't want to say
Thank you
some things
so
here.
much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. But in a minute, because of time,
Okay.
what would be your advice to younger people who would want to take to modeling?
Okay. So my advice would be if you are interested and you're really passionate about going to modeling, please don't let anybody discourage you. Stick to your decision and make sure you come out making a difference and stand as a symbol of hope to represent our cultural pride and also to impact life positively.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Ikani Francis Leon there, the winner, Mr. Ideal Abuja 2024. Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. We'll take another short break and we will be right back.